10 extinct animals that may still be alive. Did you know there's millions of different species on the planet? Sadly, some were said to be extinct due to many reasons. But recently, some animals have been spotted, proving us that they might still be alive, even though we dubbed them extinct. Here are 10 extinct animals that may still be alive. Number 10. Siberian unicorn. The Siberian unicorn isn't what you'd imagine it'd look like. You'd expect a beautiful, mythical creature like a unicorn, but instead, it's a terrifying-looking beast that resembles a rhino. It has one large horn on its forehead like a unicorn, and a body covered in shaggy fur. It weighed up to 4 tons, and was said to stand over 6.5 feet tall. It roamed the grasslands of Eurasia, looking like a kind of prehistoric lawnmower as it grazed along the ground. It's still not known if this beast was hunched over due to its head, or galloped like a horse. The protruding large horn was used to dig for food, attract mates, and probably for self-defense, though it's not sure if it even had any predators. Scientists identified the reason for their extinction as the species were picky eaters. Years ago, when the Earth warmed up and emerged from the Ice Age, grasslands started to shrink. Thus, food for the beasts decreased, pushing them to extinction. You can find the exhibit in the Natural History Museum in London. Number 9. Platypus. Before we talk about this species, just know everything about the platypus is weird. It's a furry, odd-looking aquatic animal that picked characteristics from 3 different animal kingdoms. It has hair like a mammal, a duckbill like a bird, and lays eggs like a reptile. Weird, huh? It's a mixed match that represents an important point in the timeline of evolution, and it's considered to be the most recognizable species in the world. I mean, where else would you find a puppy, a seal, and a duck at the same time? For a long time, because of its unique features, it was denied to be classified as a mammal. But because of their mammary glands used to feed young ones, scientists had no choice but to term it as a mammal. They're the only mammal that use electrical currents to seek prey and use venom when threatened. Territorial much? These unique mammals have been in trouble for many years, and were thought to be extinct as they're elusive and nocturnal. Land clearing and regulation of rivers in Australia altered their only known habitat, making them seem to disappear from the world. Only 40% of the platypus population are remaining, and with the current persistence of threats, it's no doubt a gloomy future for the platypus. Number 8. Dugong. I know you're wondering, what in the world is a dugong? As we said, there's millions of different types of animals in the world. The dugong is a marine mammal that's thought to descend from primitive ungulates like elephants. These sea cows grow up to 13 feet in length and weigh 600 pounds. The sea cow's name comes from the fact that it's the only marine mammal that's herbivores and feeds on seagrass, mainly in the Indian and Eastern Pacific Oceans where they dwell. There used to be different kinds of dugongs, but they were hunted to extinction, and now only the sea cow types remain. They're still believed to be vulnerable to extinction, and that's why they're heavily protected through conservation and protection laws. But even with protection, they're still threatened by collisions with boats, habitat destruction, and accidental capture in fisheries. Very few counted dugongs are remaining and are being hosted at the Kenyan coast. Number 7. Aardvark. Aardvark's pig-like bodies would make you think they're a pig descendant, but they're actually closely related to elephants. They're little, peculiar-looking animals that display the physical characteristics of several different animal species. Ears resembling that of a rabbit, the tongue of an anteater, and a tail of a kangaroo. They're native to sub-Saharan Africa, and they're the last of their genus today. Before their existence was known, they were said to have been extinct since the late Pleistocene age. They have thick skin and weigh nearly 70 kilograms. They feed on termites and ants, and on average, 5,000 ants a night. Which, to be fair, is understandable. Ants are very small. You need a lot to be full. These creatures still face extinction by starvation as droughts become worse because of climate change. There's said to be only 6 of them known remaining. Number 6. Honey badger. Meet the fearless animal. You should see these things flinging themselves head first towards a lion or fighting other animals. It doesn't care how small it is, and its fierceness is the only reason why they're the only surviving animal in its genus. Due to the non-existence of their relatives, they were also dubbed as extinct before being found in South Africa. At first, you might confuse it with a skunk. They also have a gland at the base of its tail containing a stinky liquid. They're not shy to make other animals' homes their home when they don't feel like making their own. The undersized creature weighs up to 30 pounds and stands up to 11 inches tall. They have thick, loose skin, allowing it to twist and twirl back towards a predator when in danger. And who said you can't have it all? These creatures are not only fearless, but smart. They have very big brains relative to their body size. Due to their fearlessness, they were listed as least concern on the red list. I guess they aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Number 5. Woolly Mammoth. Look familiar? I bet you've seen it in the media franchise Ice Age. This legendary creature existed over 4,000 years ago, roaming the earth together with other extinct animals. Like the Dugong and the Aardvark, they're believed to be closely related to the elephant. These animals weighed 6 to 7 tons, standing 3.5 meters tall. Their tusks were uniquely bent and longer than any elephant today. They went extinct probably when the weather became warmer and their food supply changed. Apart from that, it's also believed that humans contributed to their extinction by hunting them down. In 1920, a Frenchman claimed to have seen one in Siberia, though it was claimed they might have confused it for an elephant. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. Scientists are now planning to bring them back to life. Number 4. Ivory-Billed Woodpecker. The Ivory-Billed Woodpecker is the only bird on our list, and the only bird in the world that's been presumed extinct many times, only to be still spotted. It was listed as critically endangered, but it seems our little bird isn't ready to leave Earth just yet. They have an extensive habitat throughout the United States and Cuba, enjoying dead or dying trees from fires, floods, or hurricanes. The bird is identified by its long, ivory-colored bill, as well as curved back claws and a large crest at the back of the head. The last known sighting of this bird was spotted in 2007 in Arkansas. Researchers have observed the area, and only 7 were found during that time. It's currently heavily under debate whether or not to remove the bird from the critically endangered species and be outright declared extinct. Though I'm pretty sure it's just waiting to be declared extinct again and then appear like, "Surprise, humans, I ain't going nowhere." Their entire existence is dependent on dense tree cover, and with deforestation happening every day, it has a calamitous impact on the bird's population numbers. Isn't it sad how weird the contribution to all these animals' extinction? Number 3. Tasmanian Tiger. Tasmanian tigers were only found in engravings and rock art dating back to 1000 BC, thus declared extinct. It was the largest carnivorous marsupial in modern times, thought to be in the dog family rather than the cat family, mostly because it resembled a dog but had the stripes of a tiger on its hindquarters and the base of its tail. The fun fact is it's neither. It was a marsupial, meaning it's born in an embryonic state and spends most of what would be its gestation in its mother's pouch, like a kangaroo. Amazing, right? Both males and females had a pouch. For females, it was used to carry young, and for the male, used to protect their junk. The reason they went extinct was they were being hunted down by humans since they were threats to livestock. The evolution of humans wanting to settle didn't help, and their habitat was taken from them. Almost a dozen more sightings were spotted in the late 1800s, giving hope that they might still be existing. Number 2. Tree lobster. This insect is commonly referred to as the tree lobster or Lord Howe Island stick insect. It was believed to have gone extinct in 1920 until 2001, when 2 Australian scientists discovered 24 of them living beneath a single shrub. Researchers claim that the insect went extinct after a shipwreck on Lord Howe Island. The ship contained a horde of rats that invaded and eradicated a species of the giant sticked insect. They have blackish-brown bodies and grow nearly 6 inches long with a sturdy abdomen and 6 long legs. After these insects were found, several were collected and placed in a captive breeding program at the Melbourne Zoo. The efforts of repopulating the species have no doubt been successful. Number 1. Pygmy Tarsier. The 80s kids probably know it as Gizmo, the creature from the 1984 Hollywood movie Gremlins. The Pygmy Tarsier is one of the world's and Indonesia's smallest primate species. They prefer areas with lower vegetative species diversity than the lowland tropical forests. The Pygmy Tarsier has a head-to-body length of about 4 inches and weighs less than 57 grams. The most noticeable feature that identifies them is their large eyes, which are about 16 millimeters in diameter. The primate was declared extinct in the early 20th century, but in 2000, one was accidentally captured in a rat trap, proving they still exist. In 2008, 3 more were captured. Scientists were able to attach radio collars to track their movements. Though it wasn't an easy task, one scientist was bitten, but it wasn't in vain. It led them to their hiding spot. As we conclude, can we all agree that the above-mentioned animals have lived a rather twisted life story? See you next time.